Welcome to Real Estate Grad School. We coach experienced real estate agents to create and build the habits and systems that rapidly increase your income, build your team, and allow you a much greater peace of mind. I'm Levin. I've been coaching experienced real estate agents for over 20 years to exceptional success. Come and learn. Unlimited. I'm saying unlimited because there are really an unlimited number of ways for an agent to generate leads. We're going to cover the topic today of networking. So today, we're going to talk about networking. As a matter of fact, we may have talked about networking the other day, but just in case I didn't have them covered. Your follow-up and the relationships you develop in your networking are more important than what you do at the events. So to go to a networking event, and there's hundreds of people or dozens of people or a few people, doesn't matter how many, and you meet a person and you hit it off. The most important thing is not the conversation that you have at the networking event, it's the follow-up. Now, that doesn't mean just get a list of the people that were there and you can follow up on them. What it means is that the people you meet, you connect with, you say, I'm going to give you a call, we'll have coffee sometime, or I'll have to give you a call. May not be convenient to get together, but let's talk about how we can work together, how we can help each other. Networking events, it's the follow-up and the relationships you develop that are more important than what you do at the events. I learned this from some master networkers. It's the follow-up that is more important than what you do at the events. Only choose areas to network in that are of sincere interest to you. So if you're not interested in tennis, don't start playing tennis. If you're not interested in church, don't start going to church. Start networking, but there are business networking relationships, business networking groups, business networking opportunities. Could be an actual BNI group, a business networking and international group, or some other formal group. You can look those up online, what business networking groups there are in your area. It may be something organized by your Chamber of Commerce or Visitors Bureau or some other organization in your city, or something you may want to organize. Participation and leadership in these organizations are good, but be careful. The reward of the amount of business you get is make sure it's worth the cost of the time you spend. Don't take a leadership position that takes all your time so you don't have time to spend on your business. Financial participation is very good. In other words, donate, support financially when it's mixed with your presence. Don't just do that. As long as you can afford it and you can see a multiple return. If you donate $2,000 to some organization or cause, that from your efforts you can see more, 4,000 or more come out of it. However, I support lots of things, I don't see any return. If you want to support something, just support it because you can afford it. Okay, these are the categories of lead generation. We talked about 4 of them. Maybe we talked about networking. We're going to talk about farming today as well, if I can move quickly enough. Okay, when we talk about networking, oh, you know what? We did talk about this, I believe, last Thursday. So I'll take just a moment. Business Networking International, BNI-like groups. Look up networking groups online and organize one. In each networking group, in each business networking group, there's only one of each type of business. So only one real estate agent and one plumber and one insurance person and one person from a religious organization, whatever. There's one of each. So the groups are fairly small, 6, 8, maybe 15 people. They typically meet once a week. The best part of the group is the people you can get together with individually. But you can network at religious organizations, go to church, go to synagogue, whatever, sports and health, play tennis, play golf, causes and interests, Cancer Society or whatever, called gay groups, whatever you're interested in, neighbors, neighborhood groups, gender groups, men's groups, women's networking, men's networking, baby or children groups, play groups, pets, dog parks, and just wandering around, visiting, dropping in on people's businesses. Okay, it's businesses that you refer people to. And then, as always, you want to follow up on those groups. Now, we've talked about sphere prospecting and all the different choices in marketing to your sphere of influence, marketing and prospecting to your sphere of influence. We've talked about online marketing, choosing, and with each one of these, choose which things within each category of prospecting, each category of lead generation, choose which ones you are willing to do, you will do, and which you may do. And don't even bother to list the ones you won't do. Direct prospecting. So on that topic, if you won't make property need calls, then don't put it on the list. But put the things you will do, and there should be a fairly short list of what you will do. And no matter how long the list of what you will do, you want to learn them and put them into habit and system one at a time. Geographic farming. Now, this is the new one for today, so I'm going to slow this down. This is the new one for today. I just want to emphasize there's an unlimited number of ways for you to generate business. They take motivation. It requires you to want to do this badly enough that you work on it. But this is farm area. I made a lot of money in my farm areas. Two of the top agents I coach earn over $1 million a year. Actually, three of them work farm areas. One has 21 farm areas of about 200, 300 homes each, a total of 8,000 homes. I don't know if that adds up. One has about a half dozen farm areas. Doesn't work them quite as conscientiously, but sends a lot of mail, which is only one part of geographic farming. And another really has a limited number of farm areas, but they're very large. So choose your farm area. Start with a small area. Start with 200 homes, 300 homes. Choose the area you live in unless there's a reason not to, because you have a good case to make that you're more committed to the values of the homes in those areas, because your home is one of them. Also, your home area, you can say you really understand the benefits of living there. You demonstrate the benefits of living there by living there, etc. So choose a farm area. If your own area is too small, too diverse, too cheap, then pick an area where you've sold a bunch of houses, or pick an area where you want to sell houses. Now, if you live in an apartment, I would suggest it would be hard for you to farm an area of $1 million homes, because it's hard to have a lot in common with those people. So you might want to farm an area that has more first-time home buyers. If you live in $1 million home, you might want to farm $1 million homes. I'm not saying you can't or you shouldn't or you won't be successful at it. I'm saying it's more difficult to be successful when you're farming an area that you can't identify with, and the people you're farming, the people whose homes you're going to, can tell that you can't identify with it. Number two, know the inventory. As soon as you choose an area to farm, start going to see the houses for sale. In addition to that, put yourself on a list for auto notification, just like as if you were a buyer who was buying in that area. You want to be notified every time a new home comes for sale and be one of the first agents to go see that home. Whether you have a buyer or not, call the agent, go to the lockbox, whatever you need to do, go see that home so that you can tell people, I see every home that comes up in our neighborhood. And in a month, you can say, for the last month, I've seen every home that comes up in our neighborhood. And after 6 months or a year or 2 years, you can say, for the last 2 years, I've seen every home. I know more about the homes in this. There may be agents who know as much as I do. Nobody knows more. That's powerful. And each time you go, you leave your card. And then as you do the rest of these things, you're getting to be known as the agent who really is most active and knows the most. FSBOs and expires. Go see every FSBO and every expired. Go see every for sale by owner in your farm area. But Rich, I don't call for sale by owners. In your farm area, all you're doing is getting to know the inventory. You can call saying, by the way, the for sale by owner, once you start farming an area and doing the things on this list, they expect you to be there. When you call them as the first agent, they will say, I thought I might hear from you first. If you don't call them for a week, they'll say, I'm disappointed in you. They've never met you, you've never met them, and they're going to say, I'm disappointed in you. The way you work and the way you talk about this area, being the expert, I thought you'd be the first agent. Our home is sold already, or we already know who we're going to list it with, but we would have seriously considered, we would have chosen you. We're expecting you. Man, you'll hear that once and you'll start realizing the value. Maybe you realize it just from the story. You'll start realizing the value of going to see those homes. Expired listings. Look on the computer for any home that's ever expired in your area that hasn't come back for sale and resold. Call all the old expireds. Opening letter. We're not going to cover this on this call, but if you look in the library, the real estate grad school library, you can get to it from the charts, library, resource library. Search the word initial, INITIAL, initial farm letter. And that document, there's a couple of them, but one of them has many good examples. And I'm happy to look at that for you once you put it together. Then send intelligent postcards thereafter. So then you're going to start sending intelligent postcards. You're going to start sending postcards that have, let me just look at my notes. You're going to start sending postcards that have homes for sale, homes sold, that really demonstrate that you are a resident expert in the area. Property need letters. When you have a buyer looking in your farm area, be sure to send the property need letters. If you know another agent that is looking in your, they say, hey, you farm this or you live there. Do you know anything coming up for sale? You say, tell me about your buyer. I'll find something. And then you send the property need letters. Send something fun and interesting. Send calendars if you want. At Halloween, put a small pumpkin with your business card in everybody's lawn and everybody's porch and everybody's in front of everybody's front door. You know, on Independence Day, plant a flag in their lawn with your card taped to the flagpole, to the stick. You know, just have a movie evening at the local park. There's so many fun and interesting things you can do. Get involved in the local school, sponsor things at the local school, find fun and interesting ways to participate in the community, and then have direct community involvement. We used to, like we said, one of my clients does movies at least once a year. There's in like an open area in the neighborhood. He puts up a screen, invites everybody. It's a first run movie. He pays, it's fairly cheap. I think like $500 to show it on the screen. But goes to a movie theater, gets first run movies. Really cool. You can do it with a used movie too. Social media, put together a social media page. You know, put together a neighborhood page on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp. And then, of course, as always, is your lead follow-up. Once again, as always, there's your lead follow-up. In other words, anytime you get a lead within your farm, in particular, be sure you follow up on every single lead that comes to you so that you don't lose a single thing. You don't follow up on the leads, you get that reputation, and it's going to be a lot harder to build the confidence of the people in your farm. Now, I've got a bunch of other slides here that are duplicates, and I'm going to get to a last slide that just says there are an unlimited variety of ways for residential real estate agents to generate leads. Unlimited. So many things you can do. You have to focus on why it's important to you to succeed in this business. You have to want to know your why about this business, not your big life why. You know, if you want peace in the world, farming is not going to get there. You know, lead generation. But if you want to earn enough money to be able to work on peace in the world, you want enough money to just pay for your kids' education, to be able to enjoy your life, to be able to take a vacation, to be able to retire in comfort, to invest in property. You really have to know why it's important to you to succeed, and then just stay at it. Just click on the link below. I'd look forward to speaking with you.